Well, hello YouTube. So I've been working on a bunch of projects and wanted to make a video on that. Wanted to show you guys something as well documented. So here's a PRD I'm making. So it's act what we have to do is we have to make this website better. So currently it has a big logo in the middle. There are lots of peoples. If you count, it's more than 300 people, including this tags. And there's no footer and other things like the header isn't fixed. So yeah, just have to make the experience better, and there would be more profiles coming on this page. Sure. So it must be scalable the design. And yeah, let's go back to what we have here. So what I'm thinking is I've shortlisted some features. So first, the logo has to go away. It's taking a lot of real estate for no good reason. And I'm planning to add a slider with the uh, member of the week section. So the slider will just show the members of the week, and the logic could be integrated from the backend somehow. Here's what it will look like if you're able to see. Yep, not very good at drawings, but yeah, you could press over here and the whole profile will slide. So each individual will have a card of himself, and then the regular team members section. But additionally, we will have a filter and a search function. So if you know someone's name directly, go on the search and type their name. You don't need to keep searching manually. It would be a fatigue for the viewer. And in filter, we will have filters via roles and skills. So generally, the members of this website are mostly developers right now and a few designers. And in the near future, there would be product managers as well. So you could either go on this filter, search for developers, and then you could get the list, or you could go much much niche category and try searching for React developers or a tag like that, or a tag for a certain skill, maybe Excel or things like that. And additional, since so this website is just a community of people doing projects on an open source basis. So if you go to the GitHub repo, you could see everything is open source. Every project is open source. A mobile app, a website backend, then a learning website. There's also a crypto website somewhere. So yeah, you get the point. So this is an open source community, and what we want to do is help these people get referrals as well. So we need a function. We have to make this page into a utility that helps people connect with other people, and that for that reason we could add a direct referral button on the page as well. So right, so here I have like designed the referral button over on the lower side of the footer, but I don't think that would be there. More economically, it would be somewhere when you hover on each card, there would be a share sign, wherein after clicking that, you could directly share the profile on WhatsApp or Twitter or any other direct message app. There would be a back to top button which doesn't exist, and the footer, obviously, which will help in navigation. Additionally, there would be tags which don't exist right now, and if we observe, there are no socials as well as are there in this website. So, what I thought was these socials aren't relevant enough because they don't tell anything. Every card has the same logo, they don't tell anything. What would, but instead, if you have some tags over here, which could be a good hook, they would give information without going onto each profile. And if you get interested by some particular card, and you could just hover onto it, and we could show the socials in that at that time. Would be much better that way. Won't eat all the space right now. So yep, this is one of the projects I'm writing PRD over here for. And if I tell you what the contents of this PRD are, so I wrote a tweet about what. So I researched a bit about what the contents of the PRD of a PRD could be, and I came with a list of them. And I also made a tweet combining all of them. But here I'll show what I have written. So, situation. Now, this could be a narration as well, like taking an example of a person and describing what the problem is and going with the story. But in this situation, I made it simple, just kept a situation. And the second is aim. We could call this as a goal as well. Now, third could be non-goals as well. So, something we want to specifically mention that we are not solving this. I think it's pretty clear for this case we have to design a better experience for members, which so I've just kept the aim. And we are pretty open to everything else limited to the member speech. Then I did a bit of research. So this question is a research kind of observations and some initial thoughts. Went to the page, observed whatever is happening, just wrote down what else could we add. Now this section could be divided into shortlisted solutions, and some of these which would not be part of shortlist can be used in future. After this, we have why the solution, why to implement them. So what I personally think is when as a product manager or as any kind of thinker or brainstorming person, you need to communicate why something is important, and this section does the same thing. We have to generate interest, and that's why we have that members for member of the week uh, category at the very top. That would also help create a bit of dynamic flow on the website, because the current generally the members page are kind of just static. They show the same profile in the same order, but we could change that. We have a lot of members, and we could show the ones who have been biggest contributors this week over the top. Then filters will help in scaling. As more members join in, filters would help viewers search for everyone else and not just see the top ones. Skill tags will be better hooks rather than the social media logos that exist. Socials on hover, obviously, as a result. Then we could add direct referrals to WhatsApp, then search by name, and for easy navigation, fix the header, make a footer, and back to the top button at the very end. Success metrics. So, yep, we'll measure the success on the page views and the session time we get. Uh, I think users should spend more time on this page because it's all the intellectual property and probably the most important page on the website, given people are working for these projects are over here. The second thing is from the page views we want people to go to the cards, probably expand a few cards, read what they have done, etc. And then obviously from the cards we want people to go to their social media, probably follow them, or in this case in the fourth point we either also want them to refer them. If not, if they are not for socials, they could refer them. So then comes the resources. This totally depends on what technology stack the team is currently using. I have no idea about that, so I've just kept it pretty simple. Then there's risk and second order effects. Uh, Second order effects could be something like now you are removing socials and putting tags over there, and socials are going on to the card when the user hovers on the card. So would this decrease the clicks we used to receive for socials? That's a good question. That might be a risk. Maybe no change would happen, but it's worth mentioning. Same goes for the other points, kind of similar points. And then we have FAQs. So obviously we'll be getting questions like from the developers like uh, if you see in the wireframe there are three cards in the row. Why three? Now I've just put in three for the simplicity of the drawing and for giving the drawing a bit breathing room. But yeah, it could be more depending. My answer here is depending on how many number of cards there are in total for a particular filter. We could adjust it for optimum number of cards in a row. And similarly, there would be more FAQs, and then the document would be open for questions. So, yep, this is one project, and I'll just hover through another one, which is a product teardown of the Apna app. So, Apna is, let me show you the website of Apna and then I explain it. So Apna is a marketplace for people who are looking for job and employers who want to hire. Now the USP is blue collar workers. So Apna has jobs for blue collar workers and they might also have for grey collar workers. So grey collars are those people who have retired and still want to work. So for example, these jobs could be like delivery guys, then teachers, maybe call center, a bit of field sales, and so on. Maybe plumbing, house help, and so on. So, what is different with this company apart from the USP is that they have a lot of supply. They have got over 16 million users, 16 million job seekers on the platform. So they could say something like will get you will get a hire in 48 hours, and that's a big value proposition to pitch to employers. And the good thing is that they don't charge any of the two parties. They don't charge the supply nor the demand. They are pre-revenue right now. They are a unicorn and still they are a pre-revenue company. They have tested a few revenue streams for viability, but they aren't in the full flow of implementation. Maybe they would be this year, But yeah, the revenue, according to what I have read, the revenue would be from advertisements. So advertisements of companies, like companies advertising to blue collar workers, like piping or cement companies advertising to the builders and plumbers on this Apna app. And they are in 64 cities in India, and they are starting in Africa and US right now. So the problem right here is Apna is doing three kinds of things. First is obviously the marketplace, put a demand and supply together. Second is they want to upskill the job seekers. So most of blue collar workers are not that good in English. So if the job is like sales and stuff, it's it's a good possibility that if you know better, if you are good at English, then you'll have higher chances or success in your career. So upskilling is the secondary goal. And third thing is they want to create a distribution network for companies who want to advertise to blue collar workers. So these three things together come into Apna. I think the third part is being built, but stressing more on the second part, what we want to solve in this teardown is how to upskill. So these people currently have groups inside the app, and for instance, there's an English learning group which has like 1 crore members. Now, the group is something like a Facebook feed. People post in whatever they want. There are few posts about movie trailers and stuff. So the group is not the group feature is not very focused or simplified or much thought about. Does this group feature really cultivate the upskilling we want? Probably not. So there might be a few features which through which we could help increase the efficiency of this group feature, and that's what we want to explore, and that's what this PRD, this teardown is about. So let's see how this goes. So these are the two projects, and let's meet up again for another time, and I'll update you on how this goes and if there's anything new. Also, before we go, I just remember I made a website last week which was called TinderForFood. I just wanted to check this idea. If, for instance, instead of buying groceries individually, what if you had a choice to swipe on food items, like either recipes or food items like pav bhaji and pani puri and stuff. If you swipe right, you just get a basket of everything that's required for that particular item. And then when you receive the basket, you just cook it. So that's what I wanted to test. And I made a landing page and go to this website. I'll put this into the description. And if you like the idea, just sign up for it. And hopefully we'll be working on the MVP for this if everything goes well, of course. So yep, that's it right now. uh, I'm also working on two blogs separately. I'll be linking those blogs in the description, so make sure you subscribe to them. And if you're watching this on YouTube, do subscribe to my channel as well. I remember I have 11 subscribers right now, but yeah, we'll get there. So, yep, see ya, YouTube. See you soon.